that's introducing kind of how you guys start using list reports. All of you guys have been working with me and or at least, have received our invite for the list reports. List reports is a wonderful tool. I have some of my realtor partners that are really utilizing it. And Rod is actually, he's one of the directors of list reports, and he was gracious enough to say that he would come on and do a class for everybody that's kind of a jumpstart class so people can kind of get some of the highlights of it. But then too, we talked about that if there's some more items that we need to go over maybe next month or something, we could do that as well. But for right now, just kind of get some highlights of the points of what it is that realtors would be able to use most quickly. And he's himself a realtor in California, so he knows what you guys would need for tools. And so that's why he's going to be an amazing presenter, way better than me, because obviously from the lending point of view, it's definitely stuff that I don't really know about from what the clients are looking for getting in there for their houses. So if you guys can all mute while Rod is talking, and then if you have questions at the end, we're going to have an opportunity for you to unmute and ask your questions. But for now, we're going to let Rod go ahead and take it from here.
Thanks, perfect Rod. Introduction. Thank you, Jessica. Really appreciate that. I appreciate all of you taking some time out of your evening over here to connect with us. Also, you may occasionally see my mouse cursor go to the top of the screen. That's just me letting more people in. So apologies if you see that, but we're going to let everybody file in, and then obviously we'll pass the recording around as well. As Jessica mentioned, if you don't have access to this already, hit her up so that way she'll get you on here. We're going to go over a few different solutions to a few different problems. I'm going to probably do a little bit of a different style training than you're used to, just because, again, I am one of your peers. I've been licensed for 11 years. I've sold 17 million, over 17 million, something like that. So, and I'm very vested on the list report side of things as the director of customer delight. And with that said, I would love to get started over here. And what we're going to do is go over the 3 most utilized features on list reports and kind of why they're different, if in case some of this stuff has a little bit of overlap. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the system. Again, if you already have access, you can take advantage of all this stuff right now. If you don't, at the end, just go get you hooked up over here. So the place that I want to start is going to be on marketing kits, because this is the basic starting point that list reports is really known for. If you haven't ever heard about us, or if you know about us, we have this dangerous, horrible reputation. We're the flyer company, but you're going to see we do a heck of a lot more than that. But let's talk about those flyers and marketing materials and why to use a list reports marketing kit versus what you may have access to, or what additional information is available in here. Sorry, I'm going to be muting folks as they come in as well. All right, so inside of a list reports marketing kit, we have a ton of things to take advantage of. Lots of different social images, a few different websites, a bunch of flyers, infographics, postcards. It kind of goes on and on. We don't want to spend too much time on it, but let's talk about, again, what are the most differentiating factors of this versus some of the things you may already have access to. And I want to start off by looking at a flyer, because this is the #1 most printed used asset in America. So why use a list reports one? Well, there's a couple things I want to highlight. First thing is going to be these infographics that are here on the back. And also we integrate these infographics into all the materials we generate. Today's buyers care about the community again. I think we probably can all agree that the 2000 to 2010 period, it was just give me the biggest house I could get. But community matters, walkability matters. So we integrate all this information into the materials we generate. So that way when you hand someone this flyer at your open house, it's not just in the backseat of their car in the trash the moment you give it to them, because it has more valuable information that they're seeking out, versus they don't really need the flyer you hand them. Despite the fancy designs and all of that stuff we have, at the end of the day, they would rather just pull up their apps on their cell phone. So this is a combat to that, of which has great information. And then you also want to think about what this does for your branding, because it makes it look like you put a lot of effort into these materials you generated, but obviously we're doing it all for you without any effort from your part. This is all fully automated over here. The second thing that I want to highlight on here is going to be the text to lead code mechanics. So the way that works is if someone texts this code to this number, we're going to send them a single property website to their cell phone. This is going to have all the information that they care about. And then obviously one of the cool things that we do here is steal their cell phone number, send that to you and the agent, send that to you at the agent and the loan officer, I'm doing it backwards this time, with 100% accuracy. Now, what's cool about that is not necessarily that people are going to be pulling out their cell phones left and right to kind of text this for the same reasons I just mentioned earlier. They have the Redfin app, they have the Zillow app. So what's cool is not that people text this code like freely all the time. It's how you can strategically use it. So I'll give you an idea of what I mean by that. And what we're going to look at is going to be the Go Green flyers. And on the Go Green flyers, these are just single sheets of paper, but you can laminate them, print them out, put them on closet doors, front door of the house, put them into the back of a USB drive and a smart television. You can get really creative. But what you want to do here is sign people into your open house using this. So if someone's coming into your open house, you don't just have them kind of just use the sign-in sheet. You say, hey, welcome. I need to check you in here to protect the home and belongings. So if you could text this code to this number, I'm going to send you a e-flyer to your cell phone. You're telling them that you are sending them this e-flyer, but really you're just forcing them to use the text to lead code, which is a lot better than the traditional sign-in sheets. Because if anybody here has used it, I think probably a lot of hands would go up if I asked you, did you ever get a fake email address at Yahoo when it was at Gmail? Switch out the last digit of my phone number. You called them. This was not even them. They just have fake information. I'm writing illegibly, so you just can't read it, right? So those are some challenges, but you can't cheat an exchange of information, which is why the text lead code is powerful. I want to just show you one last thing over here because this is pretty popular with a lot of our agents. These are going to be our sign writers. And what's cool is a couple different things. One is this code. This is a vanity code. So you say that this says keys right over here, that's my short code, but yours could be whatever you want it to be. So, Jessica's could be Jessica if she had one of these. You can do whatever you want as long as it's first come, first serve. The second reason these are popular is we use geolocation technology into these sign writers. What that means is we're the only company in America that pays attention to the location where someone is standing. So if this is your home for sale, and this sign writer is outside of that home, we actually have a little bubble around that home. So we know they're standing next to it, so we know which website to send to them. And what that translates to, if you've never used sign writers or you do use sign writers, is if you ever use one-time use sign writers and you throw them in the trash, you no longer have to do that. And then the other scenario is you're constantly assigning these codes out, right? Swap them out, right? That kind of a deal. Shoot, I got to go back to the garage. I grabbed the wrong sign writer, that kind of a deal. You don't actually even need to think about assigning codes or anything. After you have this in, all these marketing kits are automatically being generated and powering this technology. So your only job is to take this physical sign writer and just put it onto the next house, and it's going to work 100% of the time. So that's a very little bit about the marketing kit. Again, there's bunch of different kind of things we could look at, but we don't really want to spend too much time on the marketing kit itself because there's plenty of other things to look at. All right. So the next thing we're going to jump to is shareables. These are going to be easily the most utilized thing in America that we have. And I would say these get used like thousands and thousands of times per day. But basically, as a starting point, we have a daily shareable. Monday through Friday, we're giving you a custom piece of social media ready shareable content to go and share on wherever it is that you do social. So on this one in particular, if you don't know what this is a groundhog because it's Groundhog's Day, that kind of a deal, right? And we'll constantly mix this up, whether it's the holidays, something just funny, jokes, all that stuff. And you can knock out your social media really, really quickly. So if you wanted to go and share this as an example onto Facebook, you can copy our ready-made caption, so you don't need to think about what you have to say. Share on Facebook. You're going to paste, post, social media, done in 5 seconds, right? Really, really easy to do. That's a direct integration. If you want to download these images to share to Instagram, go ahead and do that. We can also share directly to a few different places here. Now, I think one of the important um, pausing moments on this is remember why you should do this. We have a big group here, and on average, in each person's network, about 2 people are moving per day. The problem is those 2 people aren't on social media every day. And even if they are, you're not the only realtor that they're connected with. They're usually connected with 2, 3, 4, right? And I think we've all been there, and this includes myself. I see people in my network that I know that I'm in real estate, but they didn't use me. I'm kind of like disappointed about it. I'm a little bit bummed out about it. This is a solution for that. So this is your daily shareable. Monday through Friday, you get something fresh every day. Now, we have a couple other different things here. One is going to be something we call notables. And so what we're doing with notables is we're curating the best real estate news articles in America for you to be the source of real estate news. So we get the best articles, we put on provocative headlines so people click on it. And then if somebody clicks on it, they go straight to the article. You now get to be the source of real estate news. And you can also select different templates and designs over here. So that way, people don't feel like they're constantly pick up the New York Times every day for you. Okay. So this is another resource you have. And hopefully you're starting to see like a little pattern from all the stuff I've shown you so far. Very easy to share. All the marketing materials, all those little icons underneath, easy to share. The daily shareable, very easy to share. The notable, very easy to share. And you want to be mixing these up constantly. That's how you don't become stale online, but you need to have that online presence. Okay. I've got one more thing in here that I want to show you. And those are going to be local housing market data shareables. These are easily my personal favorite here because they're a very simple way of giving someone a snapshot of inventory. So you can plug in different cities or zip codes. Again, choose your different templates and designs. You guys are the first group of agents. I'm going to let you know there's going to be an enhancement coming to this in the next few weeks that are going to actually tell you up and down arrows like 3% down month over month, those kinds of changes. So people now know, oh, okay, well, shoot, I've been sitting on the sidelines hoping that my dream city prices would come down, and I'm realizing, no, they're not coming down, right? Maybe that's getting me off the sidelines. So that's going to be showing people those changes. With this particular shareable and everything I showed you as well, if any of you have concerns about other people sharing it or your branding presence not being there, you can also add that in over here. So you can pick your company colors, whatever that is, or you can just pick a color that kind of matches whatever it is that you're sharing. And it's going to immediately pull in all the information from your profile as far as contact information, logo, and then you can add in a tagline. I don't really use taglines myself, but you can kind of have a reference point to whatever it is that you're sharing. Now, one of the things that's really awesome about this is there's actually a couple different ways of sharing and utilizing these. So when you come down over here, what's a little bit different compared to like the daily shareable as an example is first, you can download this to have a picture, which is good for Instagram because they don't allow links. But any other time that you share this using the other share options, what you're actually doing is integrating the third product I'm about to show you into this picture, which is like your own little free IDX. And so what that means is if I go to share this on Facebook and a consumer clicks in, they're not just seeing a giant picture of this, they're now shopping these 167 listings in the third and last product I want to show you over here, which is called list packs. Now, even though this kind of IDX experience is integrated into different places in the product, like the market data shareables I showed you, it's also on the different websites. So if someone wants to see similar homes, right, we want them shopping in your environment, right? This is absolutely free, right? So we want them shopping in your environment. But this is its own standalone solution. And so the thing that it is curing is unattractive and uninformative MLSs, right? Most MLSs, I don't know if yours is the same as kind of ours over here, most of them aren't very attractive, and the information is kind of missing things that today's consumers care about. So this is a solution for that. There's two different versions of these. One is live list packs. This is where your inventory is constantly updating and refreshing. And then there is property search. This is where you build a static list of homes for sale. And you may be a couple of you may be wondering, what do I mean by static? Sometimes we use our anecdotal feedback to describe inventory. Like on Thursday, I picked the best flip opportunities in the city, right? That's my anecdotal feedback saying these are good flip opportunities. Everything else though, right, on the MLS, we use filters. And so that is where live list packs come in. This is constantly updating and refreshing. So if a new home hits the market right now and it meets those search criteria, it's going to pop it right in. That goes under contract, pending, and escrow, drop it right out. We don't want people shopping for homes that aren't active status. And inside of each one of your accounts, we're going to pre-fill these few examples because these are themes you're probably familiar with, right? We've probably had a client who said, hey, there's no granite or quartz in the kitchen. I probably don't want to look at it. It's probably a little too dated. These are just fun ones to look at. But what's most important about this is the ability to build an unlimited number of custom list packs. So I've got more creative examples here for you. Homes in a specific neighborhood, homes by price point, homes along the beach cities here, homes by a specific landmark. However creative you want to get with this, you can get. And the cool thing about this, which is different from the MLS, is most of us are used to using the MLS and sending homes directly to a client, right? You can do that. That's not a problem. But this is also for promotional purposes, right? So I can share this inventory to a Facebook group I'm a part of. Maybe it's got like 1,000 people in there, right? I want to get some big time exposure. So this could be where you find your next buyer and seller. The big thing to me is the copy link. This is a website of inventory. You're able to build an unlimited number of websites of inventories and put them anywhere that you want. So if you want to make 12 of these into a fun QR code interactive thing, do it. You want to have 5 of these on the bottom of your email signature, do it, right? Sky's the limit here. Now, there's one last thing I want to show you over here, and that is the consumer experience. Because if the consumer experience sucks, then there's no point of using this, right? So what the heck does a consumer see if they click on your Facebook group post? Well, this is what they're going to land on. They can start shopping the different homes like this. And if you have a person that likes more of a map view, we got a map view, no big deal. But the thing that's really important is how well this information is laid out. Really easy to kind of scroll through this, and all the information I care about is at my fingertips, including assigned schools and ratings. And this part is really popular. These are interactive infographics. So let's say that I'm a coffee person, which I am. I'm probably not too pleasant until I've had that first sip, but boom, you click on coffee, you get all of the closest coffee shop options brought to you, right? Gym, boom, these are your closest gym options. So what's happening for the consumer is the amenities that they care about are brought to them at the speed of light versus them going to the amenities, which most of you, if you have done it yourself, it's kind of like, let me Google Map or Apple Map this thing, and then let me swipe my screen over, and then let me tap this little icon to see what that is. This just brings what consumers care about to them really, really quickly. And again, this is the ListPacks product, and it's integrated into different places in the system over here. So those are the 3 main things I want to show you all today. I want to see if anybody has any questions on any of this. And feel free to unmute yourself and just chime in.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question if nobody else is.
Okay.
Laura, do you have a question? I saw you unmute.
I don't. I just, this is really exciting.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, so Rob, when you make a, like your custom package, like you just did, you made the comment that you can copy the link, and you're saying something about you could put that in your, when you copy it and you paste it, what does it look like when is it just look like a long link, or what is
Yeah. It will always shorten them, so it'll look like something like this. But if
Mhm.
you ever want to get creative, like I used the QR code example, this is like a awesome free website. Actually, this will be really fun if you guys are curious. If you want to pull out your cell phones, you just paste this in here, scan this. This is going to take you straight to that environment I was telling you about.
Cool.
Wow,
Oh, I
okay.
see one phone up there. Yeah, yeah. There we go.
That's really
Don't
good
be
to know.
shy. Don't be shy. Let's,
And they can
let's
put
do
this in
it.
the bottom of their emails too, or they can put it on like, their business cards and they will be and it'll always be updated live, right?
Yep.
So if they put it on the back of a business card, it's not like the people that are touching it are going to get the same list every time, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, this thing, specifically your live list packs, these are constantly updating and refreshing. You never need to worry about kind of the lists updating. This is connected. So, and as soon as we see something go anything past active status, so under contract or beyond, we just immediately pull that because we don't want people shopping for those.
Yeah, and so also so let's say that they're doing some like Facebook ads or something like that,
Mhm.
and they're talking about a certain area, they could really make it so that way they could automatically, if somebody asks for information, they could just send that out because it would already be the same. It's already updating that area is live. If it's something that's under contract, it'll remove it, correct? If it's not
That's right.
okay. That's really amazing. I mean, I think that's a huge tool. And then if they do, after they look at a couple of houses, are they prompted to complete their information? Or how can we, is there any way that List Reports makes it so that way they'd want to come back and search on that again instead of using, because I mean, it really seems like a great interactive tool. How can
Well,
they search
yeah,
on?
so i- if someone wanted to kind of, if someone really liked the experience, we do have the contact forms, so they can always reach out to you like through there. But I think if somebody likes it, one way or another, they're going to connect with you. We don't force them because they won't look if they do that. We
Yeah.
have done all kinds of A, B, C tests on these kinds of things. Most of the time, when you force something to, people are just giving you fake information. So if they do like it though, then what you can do over here is build a custom list pack for your specific clients. So like if you want to give them their own link that they just can constantly check whenever they want, whenever they're bored, kind of a deal, you can go
Wow.
ahead and kind of build them their own custom thing.
Yeah, that looks really, really cool. I mean, I'm not a realtor. Guys, does anybody have any comments or questions about that?
I have a question. I missed how
Yes.
you got to the QR code.
You missed that part? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Let me throw this in the chat over here. This is just a free website I use personally.
Oh,
So one of my actual favorite things to do, to be honest, is I like to take our websites here and change it to a QR code. And I like to have people coming into the open houses just scan that. So to me, it's like that is something they're not used to, at least right now. And so I feel like that leaves a very strong impression. Obviously, if you can check them in, that's even better. But if you have like a high volume of people walking in, kind of just like, hey, scan this, we're going green, contactless, COVID, that kind of deal. But yeah, take advantage of that website. This thing is incredible. Just paste any link in here. We have a bunch of links you can use in this, wherever you can put the QR code. Because of COVID, everybody knows how to scan these things now, which is the only good that came out of it. But at least it's good for our
So
industry.
Rob, quick question.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of a system where we set up our clients in here, and obviously we have to have their email address. So it's kind of
You
email
don't.
generated for the most part.
You don't in that case, because if I wanted to go build this right now, Ellie, let's say I have a client that I just, they reached out, they told me they're looking at a specific zip code or city or whatever that is. You can literally just come in here from scratch and kind of put that together, and you can name this for my clients so and so and put a picture of them with a smiley face or something about the city and set up all the filters. And you don't need their email address here. You're not sending them the way that you do from the MLS
So
yet.
how are they looking at this then? It goes directly to their phone?
So as soon as this is built, right, then you have the custom list pack down here. And then how you distribute this is up to you. Yes, you can absolutely email it to them, but you're not forced to do that, is all I'm getting at. You know, if you wanted to, you can copy this link and text it to them.
Yeah.
Right? It's that you have built a website of inventory. So the
So
same way you share a
basically-
link for anywhere, you
So
just
basically the
click it
search that
yourself.
you kind of set up for them, that connects to our MLS, our Bright.
Yes.
Okay, and so it's the most updated information. It doesn't like connect to Zillow where properties don't exist or something's already under contract and
I
unavailable.
mean, so it's for all of us, for all of America, the MLS is the fastest thing. That's always going to be the case. In every other situation, we are working off the syndication of that. That said, we don't get complaints left and right on this kind of stuff. So if you are connected, it's going to be really fast and it's
So
really
my
reliable.
last question, can you just come out to Maryland and handle this for me? So I don't have to do it?
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, but
So
I heard I
basically,
didn't want to
just
do
come
it.
out to
but-
Maryland and you can handle it off for me.
Not quite there. Yeah, I wish I could, but
Yeah.
all out of my frequent flyer miles.
Jessica's got it.
Yeah, I understand. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, I think that the idea that you can text this is awesome too, because then if people click that link, then they can open it right there from their phone. And
Yeah.
you don't have to have their email address. But again, once they do click it, anything inside of that, then it's all going to show just your information, the realtor's information at the top. It does say courtesy of, and it is compliant, to so that way if it is listed by another person. Rob, one last rule, I know we only have like 3 minutes left. Can you show them that in order to make a marketing kit that they do not have to have it on on their own property, that they can put in any property address?
Yes. So if any of you are doing sit-in open houses or anything like that, 24 hours a day, you can request a marketing kit manually, even if it's not your listing. Just give us the address from that new marketing kit button, pick it from the drop down, come down and hit submit. And check this box first, check, and then hit submit. This will get you the marketing kit back usually in under an hour. Most of the time, 10 to 15 minutes. And again, 24 hours a day on any active listing.
That's awesome. And then what about when they're getting ready to go do a listing, Rob? They are able to make a single property website so they can kind of show it to the people that they could do that when they're listing, like as a listing added, bonus, right?
If you want to get a marketing kit though before you're in active status, we do need a reference link over here. So you can put in kind of any link that you want that just has the pictures and details, and we'll manually put it together. That one probably will take a little bit longer than 10 to 15 minutes. But generally for most MLSs across the US, this syndication is starting to come out under active status, but it happens really quickly.
Mhm.
And then Sharon, I did see Sharon's
Yes.
hand up, but
Yes, I do have a
Hey, Sharon.
question. I've been
Yes.
playing around with shareables and putting it on my Instagram just by screenshotting it and adding music to it. So today I was trying to copy the text and so I can also put it on my Instagram. But I wasn't successful, and then I hit download, but I don't know where it went.
I would have to kind of see you working through your workflow to be able to advise. But if
Right.
it was me, there's different ways that you can download this. You can just click on it and then you have your image here. And then hopefully you're using the desktop version of Instagram, because they now let you post the pictures there. So from there, you've got your picture here. Wherever you save this, like in this case, I'm just going to save it to my desktop here. Then I've got the picture I can go and post, and you just drag it in there. Copy and caption should be very straightforward. You either just left click it and it's got everything kind of saved in there, and you just go and paste.
Yeah, I did figure
or
that
just-
part out. The download is what stumped me, and I was using my phone, not my desktop.
Yeah, I didn't
So
see
that's
that.
probably the problem.
Phone software is a lot different, so it could be also just where it's saved to. That's kind of harder to tell. But I would recommend, just honestly, it's easier to do it from desktop.
Okay.
Once you have your Instagram up, just to do it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was able just to screenshot it and it came out pretty good. But I do have a question. If we email
Pulling
it,
this up here too. I want to just show you really quickly on this how easy this is. So if you're ever signed in to your Instagram, you don't get kicked out of here. And all you do is you just click this plus sign from here. And then from here, you can kind of drag in kind of whatever you want, resize it however you want, and then post. It's really that easy. So I highly recommend just doing this over desktop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did cut somebody off. Go right ahead with your question here.
I wanted to know, say we email it to them, are we notified that they opened it or anything like that? Or
Yeah, that's a really good question. The very intimate details of them, how far they go, there it is limited. And what you can see though is going to be some information, just like how many times did somebody click from Facebook and how many properties did they view. So you are going to have these kind of accumulating. So you'll have a sense, but you're not going to have the intimate details. Hopefully,
that's good
if you
enough.
send it,
Yeah.
yeah, and if you send this just for a specific client, then you kind of know who's clicking on it, which is a good thing. But then for promotional purposes, right, you have 3 different ones here. You're like, okay, this one has twice the amount of clicks and views than both of these 2 put together. I want to build more like this one, right?
Great.
And Rod, if they have questions, or let's say that they have a download issue, are they able to contact the customer service line so you guys can help them?
Yeah, definitely. So we have very, very, very fast response times. The average is about 25 minutes during business hours. You can come over here and contact us. And in some cases, you probably will want to submit something like a general support ticket. If you want to change something on your marketing kit, honestly, on these, you can really make a majority of the edits instantly, changing the colors, adding a promotional text, changing out information, changing your information. You can do all this stuff instantly. It'll reprocess in 1 minute.
Yeah, the schools and stuff, guys, can be removed before you print them out. Because I know like in our area, a lot of the realtors stay away from the school question. And just not having the school ratings on there, you can actually remove that. See like how he's doing? He can actually, when you go into your settings, you just put that you don't want the school information displayed. So every time you create a marketing pack, there will be no school information on there. Which if that's something that you're, sensitive to, definitely do that. And then it can also add in there, like if you wanted something different, like you want parks or you want some other information, you can add that in here as well. So it's something that, you're probably going to need to spend probably about an hour to kind of like play around with, set your settings, look at it, but this I think was a great starter class. And I'd love to hear from all of you after this to see like what it is that you guys would like to hear about more. And then maybe I can, tempt Rod and get him to give us a class a little bit on something more specific next month now that we all got a good idea of what this is. So
I have one last quick question.
Sure.
Are the shareables, are they duplicates? Like agents within the area, if we're using shareables, will we see that among other agents' websites? Or are they different? Do they rotate?
So they can be personalized with your branding, but we do share this across our entire user base. With that said, though, I think the most important consideration with that is to not have the hesitancy, because your consumers and network is less likely to overlap with someone using it. Like if we all were friends and you're like, okay, well, yeah, those people are going to see it. But the odds are your personal network is only, again, connected with those, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4 agents max. And so you run more of a risk to do nothing than to worry about the overlap. And coincidentally, the Facebook algorithm's pulling it up. Like that's not really that common or realistic. And again, you have so much you can share. So if you're concerned just about the daily, well, share some news.
Yeah.
Share a list pack. share your marketing kit for your new listing. You can,
And I
you
think
can
that's a
really
really
mix it
good
up.
question. I think that's a really good question, but I'll also point this out. This has been around and I've been using this in a client of list reports for over 3 years.
Right.
And a lot of you guys are my friends on Facebook and Instagram. How many times have we seen other realtors do this? It's not very often, right? So they don't really do it. So you can find other ways. And, you know, the point is trying to do something is better than doing nothing, like Rod's saying.
Absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
also, there's other, like you see, there's multiple different little shareables. There's also, you can make your own, the list packs and, you know, make it funny or make them, I didn't know you could customize them. So I learned something today. I thought we had to use the ones that were already in there. So knowing that you can customize it is
Right.
amazing because you could do something like powerhouse picks of the week, right? And then this is like every week I post it up, you know, but I don't really have to share anything or change anything. It's just a link that one of you guys has sent me or something that I can just keep posting out there. And then people will know to look for my powerhouse picks of the week and they'll grab it and touch it and open it. And it'll be, you know, they'll be looking at properties. So I loved it. I think this is great. And I think that we have a lot that we could all kind of, you know, if you guys can email me afterwards or shoot me a text afterwards to the group where we did the reminder text and let me know what you thought of it. If you think we should do a follow-up class or if there's anything else that you guys would like to have questions on, because I would love to hear and have your feedback from a realtor point of view if there's anything in here that you think you're going to use or if there's something that we need to get some more information on, because again, I think it's a valuable tool. And a lot of people that I've talked to from list reports and other realtors in other markets are really using this a lot. So I just want to try to make it so that way you guys know that it's available and something that you guys can use because it can help you grow business and just get your branding out there. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you so much, Rod. I do appreciate
Thank you, Rod.
Yes, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I hope you all take advantage of this stuff. You know, you would be shocked if you just do this consistently. You're going to get somebody you didn't expect to randomly message you in your inbox. That's just going to happen. It's going to be once a month, twice a month, and that's going to turn into a deal. And your effort to putting this out there, hopefully you really took it away. It's no more than seconds per day to do something that is leaving a powerful paper trail. So I really hope that you all take advantage of this. And if you're not already, Jessica will get you in there.
So if you don't have list reports yet, guys, send me an email and a text or something, and we'll make sure we get you signed up right away. And if you happen to watch the replay and you're not signed up yet, reach out to us at the Powerhouse team at ccm.com, and we'll make sure we get you all connected up with the list reports. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you. I think it's a great tool.
Thanks all.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
All
right,
right,
bye, guys.
take care. Bye.